Okay, I just heard someone say, I don't want anybody's attention. They start acting like goblins. Basically, you changing your mind, or somebody changing their mind about a position, somebody drinking wine, they might be falling off the wagon if they stop drinking. I see roses, a rose bush, or just um, someone basically changing their mind and falling back on a wish. I'm seeing the word knowledge. This could be a knowledgeable person. I'm seeing squilling. Um, could be about somebody that works on a farm. Maybe you purchased a home in a country area and you were planning on living in the country and now it's just too much. And so you decide to sit back and pour a glass of wine and just rethink your decisions, reevaluate your life, move back to the big city. I'm just seeing somebody changing their mind and you having that willpower to do so. Yeah, having second thoughts about something, being conflicted. Let me see, if you were a fly on the wall, somebody watching you like a fly on the wall. I'm seeing Flintstones, like this is so archaic and prehistorical. You could have purchased a car or got something that was advertised as being one thing but turned out to be a lemon. Anti-celebrity. What's going on with this? Okay. All right. So look at this. It looks like this person was approached by somebody with power, like even like a genie, and you had a question, or this person asked the question. Maybe they wished for a big family, and maybe they're starting to change their mind about what they want. And now I'm seeing this person wishing to be a magician, almost like wishing to have endless wishes, wishing to have that power and changing their mind about this normal lifestyle, like marriage and children and the big house. They just want the power. So this is a big thing that they're asking for. And I feel like they want this because of the fact that it seems like it could be easy. Yeah, it could be easy. And they don't realize just how much work it is. Remember, as a magician, you're you're giving other people what they want, but that magician is locked in. That genie is stuck in his flask. Yeah, almost like a flask. Like he is someone else's drug. It's not like he's getting drunk on himself. Matter of fact, he has to do everything in his might to stay sober and focus on what it is that these people want from him. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. Okay, so it's just a reminder that people who want from people of power, people who have wishes that they want to be answered, are oftentimes betrayed because if these people are wishing for things that they don't really want or don't understand, the person's going to come back and blame the messenger. And the disciples did as Jesus had appointed them, and they made ready the Passover. Now when evening was come, he sat down with the 12. All right, yeah. So this may be you or someone else, someone else I'm talking to, who is asking for more than they can handle, and they don't realize that what they're asking for is more than they can handle. Right now, they're just upset about the fact that they're not getting what they want. And the Lord turned and looked upon Peter, and Peter remembered the word of the Lord, how he had said unto him, before the cock crow, then shall then thou shalt deny me thrice, 3 times. So, hmm, Yeah. So this actually came up with Peter, the way he denied Christ when he was after he had been taken off by the soldiers to be interrogated and eventually crucified. Um, Peter denied that he had even known him. And I'm also seeing someone being denied, like being denied access or entrance, and people who say that they're on your side giving up right away. And also, I'm seeing Peter coming out on the water and walking on the water, and then how his faith waned. Even though he was out there and saw that he was walking on water, and then suddenly he lost his faith. Whatever, he let the intrusive thoughts win. He started thinking negatively, whatever, however that happened, his faith started to diminish, and then he started to sink. And that came up as a sort of to coincide or correlate with this idea of being denied, and then how your world can kind of just shut down when you don't get what you want. And behold, one of them, which were with Jesus, stretched out his hand and drew his sword and struck a servant of the high priests and smote off his ear. Okay. So the tensions are raising. A little while and ye shall not see me, and again a little while and ye shall see me before I go to the Father. And we have another one here. The spirituality of Christ, and seeing that in order to see Christ, you have to be synced up to him. You have to be part of his frequency. You have to think like him. You have to pray and ask for the mind of Christ, not just the power. A woman, when she is in travail, hath sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. I feel like this is just this is coming to the fact that Christ dies for us, and every time you think about him and the anguish that he feels is something he'll do again and again for you. He will come in and rescue you from your situations again and again. And we do it for others. We die for our brothers, and we forget about that pain. You might have taken on a position to go seek the truth, and you realize that seeking the truth really led you into some dark and dangerous places, things that you want to walk away from and forget they even exist. Go back up into your heavenly Father and live your royal life. But you chose to follow Christ, and this is just more interesting. So, all right. So we have this person with new energy, kind of a juvenile, is a juvenile spirit or a way of appreciating blessings in a very juvenile way. You're still like that child, that prodigal son that is out wandering the world. And actually, I see somebody who's looking for something new, something different. Like, even if you went and followed Christ, it might have been as a way to rebel. Like, why am I getting like how the fallen angels follow Satan? Like, you might have thought that you were doing something to go against your father, but then you realize that Christ conquered Satan, and you've been a Christian all this while. So you have 9 of wands and 8 of swords. These cards look very similar, not only by the fact that they're in reverse, but the fact that you are protected whether or not you see it. This person is standing his ground. Let's look up this person who is surrounded by swords. And then we have this male and female, masculine and feminine energy. It's like you might have thought you left your father, but your father has been protecting you all this while. There's no way you could have gotten into those situations without him. He's still very, very much above you and hovering. His aura exudes from you. So it's like, that's the child of God. Everyone knows this. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's like a backstage pass. Um, Standstill, frustrating delays. And if you can't get through, it's because it's a dangerous situation. They know you don't belong here. And then eventually you're going to turn back and go where you do belong. And that's with your Father in heaven. But I'm also seeing this as being a spiritual thing. Like, it's like how people say astro projecting or reaching your higher self and all these other words. Is you going back with your Father who is in heaven. Okay. Okay, so we have some disciple bowing, and maybe Peter. Peter and Christ were very close. Bowing down, receiving his king from Christ, or vice versa. It can be read in two different ways. Does it mention who? Yes, Peter's successor in direct line with Christ. So this is Peter receiving the key from Christ. And he was the first pope. So he was the first one to lead the church. Okay, martyrdom. Executioners commanded by by a mounted soldier. So yeah, this is very gruesome. It's a very gruesome picture. He's being mutilated. But you see, these colors are very similar. And what I get from this is that when you take on this journey following, you fall in alignment with the whole process of being admired, eventually being hated, falling down from grace and people's expectations, people attacking you and accusing you of hurting their feelings. Okay, so this was the beginning of what was subsequently transformed by the architect, festivities, wedding, nephews, complex. Someone could be living in an apartment complex. You could be facing eviction for noise violations. But these are people who are eavesdropping on you. Like, I once hear someone is trying to listen to you through their walls, like they have a cup on the wall, like you see in the movies, and they're trying to overhear, eavesdrop on your conversation, and then they want to press charges or basically tattle on you because you're saying some things they don't want to hear. So it's like, you really shouldn't be hearing me in the first place, but if you look for something, you're going to find it. Not by works, so that no one can boast. And also, I don't know, but it seems like the people who are attacking you is like they thought that you guys were friends because they are delusional. So once they realize that you're not friends with these people, and I feel like it's not the first time this is coming up, I feel like it's again and again, you have to reestablish boundaries. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Look at this. These are, even God has to establish boundaries between his followers, his worshipers. This is Christ. Christ is God. He has to establish boundaries, and that's the Old Testament. So eventually he does and die for us. Because that's all these people want to do is kill you. That's all they want to do. And not to, incite panic or fear or paranoia, but they're evil. They have issues. They have mental issues, but I'm not going to get into that. They want you to be something that they are not. And just so they can pretend that they are you. They want to mirror God while being the devil. Salvation is found in no one else, but there is no other name under heaven given to men by which we must be saved. So salvation only comes through Christ. As long as they keep trying to reach for other people, celebrities, singers, sports, athletes, cartoons, whatever. images, characters in the book. Your faith comes, your ticket into heaven comes through faith, by faith through Christ. And yes, you will be tortured and traumatized and put on a pedestal just like everybody else. You're not going to be um, this magician that you might be hoping, whoever I'm talking to. You might not be. You really think that what you're doing to other people is what you want done to you? You really want people to sit in their house and hate on you and hope that you fail? Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. And Christ he offers himself to people who are in this position of being tortured, stalked, okay, isolated, what else? Persecuted, exiled. And he is someone that you can look up to. So you really raise your frequency above this negative aura, and you feel the attachment. You feel people attaching themselves to you, like, oh, that's mom, but you don't have any children. Oh, that's my favorite person in the world. But these people are your enemies. These are strangers that you don't associate yourself with, and they're trying to put their expectations on you, like you're one of their teachers or one of their bosses. Like they want to pretend like they're putting you in this high position, like, oh, I like her, but they don't like you. They want to get close to you so they can sabotage you in some way. If they really liked who you were and wanted to be like you, they would do what you're doing, which is accepting Christ into your heart